Good morning folks, or whatever it is, where the hell yous are in the world watching me on this videograph of the day. Videograph, that's a new one. Anyway, as you can see, I've got a case of the sweaty tits for removing all the tyres off the silage pit. Well, the first cut pit, because we're going to be filling it with second cut. And the pit next door. I'm not sure how much we're going to get in the pit because there isn't much of a crop there at all. It's very light, so the stuff that will be coming in will be like rocket fuel for the cows. Quality not quantity, as they say. Can only hope for a larger third cut. It's just got to a point where it's actually starting to shoot, which is not ideal, not really what we're wanting. So it's almost better cut to try and just get it going again for the next cut, but it's just because it is so dry. But the other bother is cutting it when it's like this, you know, exposing the ground to the sun, allowing it to dry out more, but then is the grass drinking more water than what's evaporating is the other thing, so it's a very tough call. But yeah, it's been a bit of this morning's job, removing all the tyres and the hap and whatnot. So now I've got a load of feeding that arrived this morning that I need to put away, and this pit here is needing filled with silage once that pit there on the right is properly full. We'll see how much second cut we get. I'm not confident there's going to be a lot, but it is what it is. As you can see, I have been sweating a lot and the tyres have been coming apart all over my arms, so it's a warm one again. Yesterday we started cutting and it was started cutting about 4 o'clock I think it was, and yesterday was 27 degrees, 26, 27 degree I think. Well, I'm sure it was brutal. And today, so far, I don't think it's going to be much different at all. So, I'm fair struggling, I'm not going to lie. It's hot and I'm not acclimatised to this. If I wanted to be in weather like Spain, I would have went to Spain. This is Scotland. Back off. Right. I'll catch you in the big game. No, you won't catch me in the big game. You'll get me in the rake, because I'm going to be raking first until somebody arrives, takes over from me, and then I get back in the big game, and they're basically going to be chasing me to stop the grass drying out too much, because they're going to be horsing up and down the fields, because there is literally, it's like totems, but it's just been so dry it's never going to come to anything. Tough call. Hope for a better third cut, I think, and if possible, if it comes to it, a fourth cut. Well, that would be a first, but needs must, eh? So I'm currently in the 70-40 with a little bit of overkill on the rake, but the TM140 isn't at home at the moment. It's with a neighbour for wrapping some bales, so I've decided to put the rake on and try and get it into some rows to stop it drying out as much, because it is really hot. So aye, as you can see, there is not much there at all, but this rake's very good at raking it up, so it's not missing anything either, so that's bro. I love the class rakes because they're class, you know. But aye, it's sky light. There is fields that are a lot better than this, but this one here is very light. So it's aye, it is what it is. But it's all starting to shoot. It was never going to grow, so Might as well make a fresh start. There is rain on its way soon, but we're as well getting that to the third cut. I'm hoping for a better one. So, aye, it is what it is, so it is. As I said earlier, you can see some of the lines from the slurry in the rows here. The dribble bars. There has been no rain since first cut. I think there was one shower during the night, but it wasn't much at all. It didn't do very much at all in terms of soaking the ground, so it is very dry. But there is other places that are drier, I know that, but it's not ideal. What's happening where yous are at home? Let me know in the comments what's happening. This is what's happening with us. Dry, light, second cut silage. Finally away now. Chopper had some ballers there. The arse plate under the knifes cracked and kept choking. Well, it's choking a few times. It shouldn't be choking on a light crop like this. And then he noticed that it was cracked underneath. So somebody we know had a spare one, so that sorted it out, which is away. Now I'm going back to the rake on the TM140. Very dry, see that? Now I'm getting in my face. Quality that. So you could say silage isn't going that well. Big M's still not working right because it's the hydraulic pump's isn't putting the oil through the radiator, so it's kind of in bits at the moment to try and, well, it's been sorted. So something's not right. It's not wanting to circulate around the radiator. It hasn't been a problem before. Like, it has been heating up before with me, but it's not been heating up as bad. But because the weather's as hot, we're really noticing it heating up, and it's not good for it when it's like that at all. So it's needing sorted before it damages something else. Which is maybe why the hydraulic pump motor went itself to start with. It wasn't circulating around the radiator, so something's not right, so it's been sorted. This choked a few times, I think I said that already. Broke the plate in the bottom of the chopper here, had a big crack in it. It's under there, so it's at the bottom of the drum, so that was no use. And then yesterday the aircon motor decided to break, so something's not right with it, see? And that decided, well, because that decided to shit itself basically, the rest of the belt buggered up. So with the belt buggering up, the engine doesn't work without it. So it's not handy. So Dad had to stop, and we're trying to get a belt. The belt that we're going to get is going to be short enough that we don't need this on the aircon motor. So Dad will be sweating and we'll need a new aircon unit at some point and get a proper belt that'll fit. But it's the aircon unit that'll be it's the aircon unit that's not allowing us to get going with a big a normal size belt, you know. It's we'll need to order one of these in. So, but Aye, we didn't have a good day yesterday. We only lifted one field. And there's grass lying and it's drying out like hell. So, well, I rode it up last night to stop it drying out as quick, so, but in this heat it's going to dry out really fast, so this cut hasn't been the best so far. How's it going with you lot? Right, Dad's back, he got a belt and he's away, but he'll be melting because there's no aircon. Better him than me, I suppose. So, because the big game's not going right now, there's somebody coming this afternoon to look at the way the hydraulics are working, to try and see if we can get it to go through the radiator, to get it sorted up properly. A neighbour's, he's trying to get a neighbour to come in and help out and cut some till it's ready to go, or cut it all if it's not going to be ready to go at all. Aye. So Dad's chopping in here now. It's looking like it's going alright, but you can see the amount of stour coming out the trailer. It is very dry. Not sure what he's doing. I did put quite a few rows into one there. That might be what's going on there. You can see the wee puffs of black smoke there. Got Maggie with me today. Good girl. Oh, she's back going again. Temperature is sitting nicely. She hasn't been overheating, which is brilliant. Absolutely what we want to be seeing here. I've got Maggie and Walter here in the cab with me, keep me company. The chopper is basically following me because it's so dry. A lot of bothers this cut because of the heat. But now this thing's going and it's not overheating. But at the moment anyway, don't want to say too much. Things are looking a lot better. So well pleased with that. Oh, she is warm though. Even with this going and the aircon going, it is no the most ideal like. I don't think I've ever seen it so dry here. At this time of year, I've seen it drier later on right enough. I don't think I've ever seen it as dry as this like. Man. God. Sweating so probably the next job is going to be trying to get water out to cattle in fields because burns are drying up. This isn't ideal. Never thought I'd be saying that really. Anyone got any water bowsers? It's been like 26 plus most days at the moment. I think they actually talked about it being 30 here yesterday actually. This is nuts, it really is. The weather's nuts at the moment. just broke down again. Nothing to do with overheating this time. Just burst there now, just dropped this mower back there and just seen this getting absolutely jetted with oil. I wasn't sure what the problem was, but I can see it now actually. So wasn't sure what the problem was. I thought it wouldn't have made sense that this, when it was down, was jetting the oil. So you can see in there that ram. So that ram, what it does is it pushes this tensioner down onto this drive belt, which drives the mower. You can see it going down there through the gearboxes and whatnot, and that's how it works. But you can see the blue seals popped out the ram there. I'm fed up. I just want done. Second cut this year has just been an absolute bugger. It's taking forever. This is no use at all. So I am now carting silage in the 70/30. Dad is chopping. Got somebody on the rake. Got another boy in the trailer. There's somebody with a Roland. The big M decided I'm not going to work last night. You know, after I'd done that thing with the seal in the ram, pushing oil everywhere. Fixed that. That was fine. Cut the rest of the field. And then after that, drove into another field, done less than the first round of heat rig, and then oil started jetting up the back of the cab window, which wasn't ideal. So we've now got boy in with I've got the Zumo Turbo here, classic Syrian with triples on it. Gonna cut the rest of our fields down here for us. I'll try and get better footage of that. I just need to catch up now. Because the pump, the hydraulic pump that got done up, it wasn't an oil pipe. I thought originally when it was jetting up the back window, it was actually the pump that got done up. A seal has went and it has went jetting right up from the back. I think it's a back plate seal on it or something, and it's jetting right up the back of the cab window. This cut has just been an absolute disaster. I've never seen it as bad myself personally. Dad's had it worse at one point, but it's been honestly brutal. We've been at it since Monday and today's Friday, and it's light stuff. This should not have taken this length of time at all, not in the slightest. They're a big Sugatron, big Suganator. Right. So we're basically cutting and lifting because we're not really wanting it to get too dry. It's not worth it getting too dry now, so we're just cutting and lifting it. The pit's dry enough that it should be okay, and it is very hot, so aye, time will tell how this will do it, but we'd rather it was like this than like haylage and choking the chopper and not getting anywhere at all. So this is where we're at. Not just quite sure what's going on here. The Xerion isn't moving. That's not good either. Hopefully that's not something. Yeah. Kath. So the Xerian's problem is it's got a puncture, so it's just getting worse. Had to blow it up every now and again, and now he's went away and got his John Deere with the double mowers on here. It's not just us with the problems. So, getting there now, but that thing's an absolute animal when it was running. 400 horsepower. And the triples on the front, well the back, the whole cab turns. So rotates round, and then you can see the mower's working properly and it turns right back around. Pretty cool, like. So I'm just going to be waiting around here for my Vader. He is filling up another trailer, but we are getting there now, finally. Oh, this cut has just been an absolute disaster, it really has.